Well, welcome this morning, Callie, Willis, and Kenneth Funderburg. Good morning to both of you today. Thanks for being here.
Good morning.
And Callie, first of all, what is this Step Up Your Game step show?
Well, it's a step show that's coming to the Phyllis Wheatley Center on February the 10th. It starts at 7 o'clock. We bring in JSU, we got the Sigmas, we got the Qs, we got Alabama State also coming to Sigmas. And actually it's an event that we put together for the entire family, the community, the kids, because we want everybody to just come out and have a good time. We also will have college information for the ones that actually interested in coming to college. And if you don't want to go to college, we have Job Corps, so you can go and get a skill.
Kenneth Funderburg, our guest this morning. Kenneth, where do you plug into this?
Well, I'm a DJ. A long time ago, we stepped with Mr. Jared Douglas and Bobby Hall. So just stepping, it keeps your mind and out of being idle and keeps you out of trouble. And when it ties into with the kids right here, it'd be great to start this back up around this community. Like I was asking everybody if they want to come and support us February the 10th. We will be having a great time at the Step Show in Childersburg.
I bet so.
Yes, sir.
You know, Callie, Phyllis Wheatley goes back a lot of years. And that name rings a bell to a lot of people.
Yeah, it does. Mr. Charles Wood is the president of the Phyllis Wheatley, and I thank God that he gave me an opportunity to come be a part of his board. I'm not from this area. I'm from Montgomery. I've been here for like 3 years, and this is a dream that he actually been wanting for quite some time. And we're going to be bringing in so many activities, like we're going to teach theater there. We're going to have educational classes there. It's going to be so much for the kids to do because our main focus is to get the kids active in the community. A lot of kids say, we have nothing to do, we have nothing to do. Well, we're going to bring some good activities there. We just needed the community to come out and support it.
Kenneth, this Step Up Your Game step show.
Yes,
How did this come about? Whose brainchild was this? Was it yours, Callie?
Actually, it was Mr. Charles Woods.
Okay.
He's been wanting this show, I think, for about the last 5 years. And when I met him, he asked me about it, and I said, well, let me see what I can do, because my son is actually a Sigma at Alabama State, and he stepped. And so I made some phone calls, and we put it together, and this is the product of it. And Kenny Ray, I just know him from just helping the community and out doing different DJ events, and I thank the Lord for him because he does so much behind the scenes for the kids that people don't even know about.
Can you talk about the importance of working with our kids? As they get older, they're more difficult to reach, trying to reach them at a younger age.
Yes, sir. Well, like I said, goes in the Bible days, if you train up a child,
And the way you should go.
And you train up a child, that'll help you out in the long run, because, a lot of children are getting misled by different things on TV, different things on social media, picking and bullying and stuff. And if you bring them up here and show them something different, I think it'll be a great outcome.
Yeah, because on that stage, you're gonna see different. A lot of these guys, it's like a brotherhood, and it's gonna be lawyers, doctors. My son is a future businessman. You got teachers. It's so much positive on that stage that you're gonna see. And then the following week, which will be February the 17th, we got a daughter, father, mother, son dance. And I'm encouraging all the dads to get your little girl and say, hey, ask her on a date. Bring her up to the Phyllis Wheatley. She's gonna get a rose, hors d'oeuvres. It's gonna be very nice. And Tia Ware, a local photographer, she's gonna be there to take pictures. Your son, and I told my son, you and your brothers, you're coming down for the step show. You and your brothers come back and bring me to this dance, because you're never too old to dance with your kids. And I want that memory with my son.
Kenny, the camaraderie between sons and fathers and daughters and mothers in today's society, you don't see a whole lot of that.
No, sir. You really don't. You really don't see it anymore.
This program is designed for fathers and mothers and kids to step up their game a little bit. Honestly, we see a lot of our kids slain in the streets across our country today. And I often wonder, would that have been our next president?
Yeah.
Would that have been our next governor, our teacher? And so we got to reach those kids.
And I'm so glad you said that, because I had a young man, I think he was like 17, that came to my store, and he said he haven't been to school since April. And he's like, Miss Callie, I like to sing and I like to play ball, but my alternative was to go to alternative school. And I said, okay, you didn't go to alternative school, now what's your option? Once the game get old, what are you going to do to raise your family? You don't have a future. go to return school, do that year. And once you do that year, guess what? You can go back to public school and maybe you can be a part of the basketball team. But if you go handle your business at alternative school, do 6 months there or do that year, if you're an AB student, and that's the sad thing about it, he was an AB student.
Wow.
But if you go there and say, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, that's another thing. I don't hear yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am no more.
No more.
Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. You do what you got to do to get out of alternative school to get back to public school. We got a lot of youth that's just misled that, you know, if I can't do this, I'm just not going to go and do what I have to do to get back where I need to be. But he made me a promise. He said, Monday morning, you're going to get a phone call. I'm going to call my principal, and I'm going to say, I made the mistake. Not everybody else, but it was me. And that's where it started. You confessing that you did it. The world didn't do it to you. You did it.
We have grandparents raising their grandchildren.
Exactly.
We have mothers and fathers who at some point in life just got derailed some way, and grandparents raising, and you see so much of that now in this society.
I see that every day.
And there's nothing saying bad about their grandparents, but we need parents, moms and dads in the picture.
Yeah, because I asked the young man, I said, where's your mom? And he said that she's not there. And I said, okay, when she's not there, but whoever you with, get them and take them to the school, sit down and talk to that principal. But like I told my son and I told my daughter, I said, you know, I know that you can never really prepare for a child because stuff is going to come your way. I said, but you do what you need to do and get your education, get your career, and then come to grandkids. And I told him, I just got my freedom. I'm not trying to go back and raise no more kids. But if it happens, help. But I don't want to be the legal guardian.
I understand. Hey, what is your DJ name, Kenny?
They call me Kenny Ray in the daytime. Used to be Skinny a long time ago.
Yeah.
So they came. I do a lot of events for Sylacauga area too. Like I was saying, if we can get this coming on in Sylacauga too, like we have me and DeCorey Hill. He's an author around here, and we do kickball things for the kids in the Drew Court area. Mr. Damon Hauser, how they fed 50 families for Christmas, try to do stuff like that for the community. Get it back to the community. I guess we can make it. We all can make it.
Well, it has to start with one or two.
Yes,
and we've seen history changed by one or two individuals who believed in what they were doing. And obviously you guys believe in that. Step Up Your Game Step Show. And we're talking with Callie Willis and Kenny Funderburg. And Kenny's a DJ.
Yeah.
And how long have you been doing that?
6 years now.
Yeah?
Yes, sir.
How'd you get started with it?
Just working with a little iPod and it went from there. I just learned, I just started doing it from there. Yes, sir. All occasions. Doesn't matter.
You know,
yes,
when I was growing up, it was cassette tapes. You know,
Exactly.
They show you how things have changed.
And we can rewind it. And
yeah, there you go. There you go. Callie, talk about some of the groups that's going to be here for the event in February the 10th over at Phyllis Wheatley Community Center.
We got, again, JSU, and I would like to thank JSU because they actually going to come down here, and I asked them, I said, do we need to send transportation? They say, no, Miss Callie, we're going to actually just come, and we got some of them going to volunteer, but it's JSU Q Dogs, JSU Sigmas, we got Alabama State Sigmas, and there's some more girls fraternities, but I want to make sure I get the correct okay on them before I announce them. But it's going to be some surprises, like we got Flashlight Security. He is so funny. I never seen a person with 100 flashlights, but
I've never heard of a host by the name of Flashlight Security either. So that's going to be entertaining right there.
The beauty of him, because I used to have a production company, Lifeline Change Production, do stage plays, but he's been with me for 7 years, and he's like 60 now, and he's like, I'm living my dream, and he's just like a little child at Christmas because he's saying that's what he always wanted to do, was stand up.
Do we buy tickets for this event, or how does that work?
We do. You can call me, Callie Willis Gaynor, at 256-404-0193. Again, that's 256-404-0193. It's $10 in advance and $15 at the door. Now, please don't come to the door and thinking it's 10. It's $15 at the door. In advance, it's 10. And next week, we're going to stop the advance tickets because we have they've been out there for a while. So after next week, we won't be selling advance ticket. Everybody will pay the $15. And for the father-daughter dance, it's only $20. And for $20, they're going to get a rose, hors d'oeuvres, and then they're going to get a formal introduction. And I'm so excited about that father, daughter, mother, son dance.
I tell you, that's
it's priceless. It's priceless.
Yeah.
It was a movie, and I don't know if you saw it. It was called Courageous. Did you see
Did.
that?
I did.
And the man, he told his daughter, he said, if you promise to let me guard your heart for these years, 18 years, I promise you when that time comes, I'll give you way to the one that you love.
Yeah. Wow.
And that was just beautiful, courageous.
Yeah. Now, for the event on February the 10th at 7 o'clock, what age group would you like to invite to come?
It's for pretty much a step show. It's for everybody. There's no pinpoint to it. My husband, I'm not going to say his age, he'll kill me, but we actually went and saw my son step, and he was up in the audience. He was dancing, talking, oh yeah. And I said, look, don't do that down there in Churchburg. But he loved, because they play the old school music along with the new school, and none of it is like, I got to close my ears to it, but it's all positive. And once, like the cues, they're more about stepping the way they used to step in the old days. They don't do a whole lot of music.
Well, what would you say, Kenny, to parents and grandparents, and Callie, you can echo this as well. What would you say to parents and grandparents who have children, who has a son or has a daughter that is wayward, they just can't seem to get control of the situation? What do? They're trying to work. You've got two family working, the parents and working, and the children latchkey. And how do you fix this stuff?
Well, like I said, start at home. I can't. Me personally, I know I don't go to church like I was supposed to, but I brought up in the church. It's like I said, start at home. You start working together as a group, and we can try to make it together. If we can just have
positive events, and in the future I look at, like, me and Kenny maybe doing like a sit down with kids, and I'll put it on Facebook, YouTube, and just talk to that child. Okay, what's going on? Tell us what's going on, and now how could we work to fix it? Just like the young man that came in my store. I remember when I was growing up, and we had like a village. It was all family. And by the time you got from the front, if you did something wrong, by the time I got to my house, which was the last house, I didn't have nothing left for my mother, to get me, because every older person that was on that way home, they corrected you. But now it's hard for somebody to correct somebody's child, because the parent want to get upset and say, hey, who are you? Who do you think you are correcting my child? But we can't do that. We got to go back to the old days. It takes a village to raise a child. When somebody told me something about my child, one thing my kids never saw was Callie say, okay, we finna handle this, run up there to the school. Now I'm gonna find out what's going on, but you're not gonna know that I'm there. And I'm not gonna have a conversation with you about I did this to the teacher and I'm gonna tell this teacher this. No, you're not gonna hear that. What you're gonna hear is, we're gonna correct this, but guess what? You're not gonna go up there to that school and embarrass your mama.
And to be fair with the educational program in our schools, the educators' hands are tied a little bit. They can't paddle like they used to, and you can't discipline like they used to.
Mr. Brown used to get me alone. Mr. Douglas, thank y'all. Thank y'all. He's silent.
Different body language works.
Yes,
Well, thank you both for being here. And Callie, again, let's talk about what's going to be happening at the Step Up Your Game Step Show, and all the father and daughter dance. And
let me, when we was talking, I had Pastor James Marberry. He said something that was very true. He always say, show me your friends and I'll show you your future.
Good point.
Nobody ever say anything, but he say that all the time. Show me your friends and I'll show you your future, which is good. But the father-daughter dance and the mother-son dance, again, that's February the 17th. I'm encouraging everybody, even I don't care if your dad is 60 years old, go get your dad, bring him out. Get your son. A lot of them say these sons don't want to go there for 16, 17, 18. Talk to them, say, hey, son, take mom to this. Because once mom is dead and gone, we can't do that stuff. Yeah. And I know my mother died about 2 years ago, and I just think, I wish I would have. Never had that point, I wish I would have. Do it now. And the Step Up Your Game Step Show is actually the title, Step Up Your Game. Step up your game to education. Step up your game to no bullying. So those messages will be in that stepping. And it's February the 10th. We're asking everybody to go ahead and get your advance tickets. Everybody know Kenny Ray, he got tickets. Natasha Reynolds, she got tickets. And of course me, Callie, I have tickets. So whatever you need, we'll get it to you. But please don't wait till that next week and say, hey, I need an advance ticket, because it's going to end next week. It's going to
Say that $5, right?
Say that $5. That's why it's called Advance tickets to get them in advance. At that door, you come to the door, it's not 10, it's gonna be $15 because we need what we need to help these kids. You can't have a program and you don't have any type of money to bring the programs there. Even like when we teach the kids theater and stage, you gotta, even though we're gonna teach it for free, but you need money to make sure that the production go off well. And I think at a basketball tournament that's coming during spring break, that's going to be a beautiful event for the kids. You know, while they're on spring break, they'll have something to do.
All right, fantastic. Callie, Willis, and Kenny Ray, our guests this morning here on Daybreak. And Kenny, I know you want to personally invite people to be a part of the events too.
Yes, I'm asking all my old stepbrothers from back in Sylacauga, come on out, bring your kids. I'm asking everybody from Coosa County to Tallapoosa, come on out. It's going to be a great event, February the 10th.
All right, thank you both for being here this morning.
We thank you for having us.
We got more Daybreak right after this time out.